Good morning guys, welcome to the new session. In the last class we have discussed the chemical reactions of alkali earth metals. In that we have seen the reaction of alkali earth metals with various substances such as atmospheric air, water, hydrogen, halogen, other non-metals. In this class we are going to discuss about the general nature, that is the properties of alkali earth metals, the properties of compounds of alkali earth metals. We are going to discuss about the properties of some of the compounds of alkali earth metals. Otherwise, we can say that in this class we are going to discuss the nature of compounds of alkali earth metals. Under this, we will start with the nature of oxides and hydroxides. Oxides and hydroxides of alkali earth metals. We will see the nature or properties of oxides and hydroxides of alkali earth metals. Generally, we know that these oxides of alkali earth metals are obtained in two ways. When you burn these compounds in oxygen, when you burn alkali earth metals in the presence of oxygen or atmospheric air, what happens? It generally forms monoxide. Here you take 2 moles of alkali metal, it forms 2 moles of oxide. Generally, this M can be anything. There is beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and radium. This is one of the mode of preparation of alkali earth metal oxides. When direct combustion of these metals in the atmosphere will form the corresponding oxide. There is another way of preparation of this. These oxides of alkali earth metals can also be prepared. By the decomposition of their carbonates. Carbonates of alkali earth metals. So yes, the general formula of carbonates of alkali earth metals is MCO3. When you are heating these carbonates, they decompose into corresponding oxides of alkali earth metal along with the liberation of carbon dioxide gas. For example, if we take calcium carbonate and it forms calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Also, if we take magnesium carbonate it forms magnesium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Now, if we are talking about the properties of this alkali earth metals, among this, the important factors are that generally the oxides of alkali earth metals are white crystalline solids. Among these oxides, beryllium oxide is covalent in nature, and the oxides of other metals are ionic in nature. Because of the smaller size of the beryllium and high polarization power, oxides of beryllium oxide is covalent in nature. If you are talking about the structure of this beryllium oxide is having the structure which is similar to, it is our Woodzite structure. Its structure is similar to Woodzite. Woodzite is a structure of zinc plate, that is zinc sulfate, where it is tetrahedrally coordinated with 4 oxygen molecules. The coordination number of this beryllium oxide is 4:4. Whereas if you are talking about the oxides of other metals, where M stands for what is magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium. These oxides are generally ionic and they have the structure. Their structure is similar to NaCl. They have the structure of similar to what? NaCl, where the coordination number is 6:6. That means each metal atom is surrounded by 6 oxygen atoms, and each oxygen is surrounded by 6 metal atoms. Whereas in the beryllium oxide, each beryllium is surrounded by 4 oxides, and each oxide is surrounded by 4 beryllium plus 1s. So this is about the structure of these oxides of alkali earth metals. You will see some of the properties of these oxides. So talking about solubility, beryllium and magnesium oxides are insoluble in water, and oxides of other metals, such as calcium, strontium, barium, radium are soluble in water. Why oxides of beryllium and magnesium are insoluble? Because of the smaller size of the beryllium plus 2 as well as Mg plus 2. Their lattice energy is very much high. Because of the higher lattice energy, generally they are insoluble in water. And what we can say, solubility of oxides. Solubility of oxides in water. Solubility of oxides in water increases down the road. Increases down the road. Right? Generally, when these metal oxides are, if you are talking about the nature of this metal oxides, generally beryllium oxide, magnesium oxide, calcium oxide, strontium oxide, barium oxide, and radium oxide. This beryllium oxide is amphoteric in nature, that it can react with both acids as well as bases. This is weakly basic, and these are strongly basic. These are strongly basic in nature. And as I said, the oxides of calcium, strontium, barium. What is meant by this? Beryllium oxide is amphoteric. That means it can react with both HCl as well as NaOH. Suppose we can also react with NaOH to form NA2BO2 plus H2O it will form. Generally, being they are basic in nature, other oxides being basic in nature, they cannot react with the bases, but they can react with the acids. Whereas beryllium oxide can react with both acids as well as bases. And if you are talking about this, beryllium oxide on reaction with the H2SO4, it does not liberate any hydrogen gas. It will be converted into BSO4 plus H2. Because of this reason, we call it as beryllium oxide is amphoteric in nature. And as I said, the oxides of calcium, strontium, barium, radium are soluble in water. When they are dissolved in water, they form corresponding hydroxides. Take 2 moles, so that you get the 2 moles of metal hydroxide. Generally, for example, if you are taking calcium oxide will on reaction with 2 moles of water, it will form calcium hydroxide. If you are talking about the nature of these oxides, beryllium oxide, magnesium oxide, calcium oxide, and what is this? Strontium oxide, barium oxide. Right? Generally, here also the same thing. This is amphoteric in nature. Hydroxide of beryllium is amphoteric in nature, and remaining are basic in nature. These are basic oxides, hydroxides. If you are talking about their basic nature, from beryllium hydroxide to barium hydroxide, what happens? Basic nature increases. Basic nature gradually increases. So what will be the increasing order of basic nature? Beryllium hydroxide is least basic, followed it is actually amphoteric, and magnesium hydroxide is least basic, followed by calcium hydroxide, followed by strontium hydroxide, and barium hydroxide is a strong or highly basic in nature. And if you are talking about the solubility, and especially this barium hydroxide and magnesium hydroxide are less stable, thermally less stable, on decomposition they will easily converted into corresponding oxide plus water. Generally, so what we can say, their thermal stability, here also the same thing. What we can say, from beryllium oxide to beryllium hydroxide to barium hydroxide, thermal stability increases. Thermal stability gradually increases. And one more important factor is that we are talking about their solubility in what? Hydroxides. The solubility of hydroxides of alkali earth metals gradually increases down the group. What is mean by this? See, if you are talking about the increasing order of solubility, it increases from magnesium to barium hydroxide to magnesium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, and strontium hydroxide, and barium hydroxide. You need to remember the trend of thermal stability as well as the trend of solubility in water of any substance that we are going to discuss. And generally, these metal hydroxide, when exposed to atmospheric air, they absorb carbon dioxide and they form corresponding carbonates. Plus water they form. This water they form. This is about the properties of alkali metal oxides as well as hydroxides. Hope it is clear so far. The important aspect is that beryllium oxide is amphoteric in nature, which has a structure similar to zinc. A sulfide, that is Uzer structure, whose coordination number is 4:4 ratio, whereas the other oxides of alkali earth metals are ionic in nature, which have the structure similar to AsN, where the coordination number is 6:6. And these beryllium oxide and magnesium oxides are generally insoluble in water, and as you move down the route, the solubility of oxides increases. Insoluble in water, they generally forms hydroxides, and these hydroxides, beryllium hydroxide is amphoteric in nature. As you move down, the basicity of the hydroxides increases. Hope it is clear so. After this, we are going to discuss about the nature of second is that nature of hydrides. Generally, hydrides, except beryllium, other metals directly combines with hydrogen to form metal hydrides. That is, we are heating alkali earth metal with hydrogen and forms corresponding hydrides, where N stands for generally magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. Then, for example, how to prepare this beryllium hydrides? Beryllium hydrides are generally, because of their high, smaller size and high valence energy, they cannot be directly prepared. It are generally prepared from when beryllium chloride is lithium aluminum hydride. This is called lithium aluminum hydride. It will form beryllium hydride plus aluminum chloride plus lithium chloride. We will take 2 moles of beryllium chloride will be the 2 moles of beryllium hydride. And the important aspects of these hydrides are beryllium hydride and magnesium hydride are covalent in nature. And generally, beryllium hydride are polymeric in nature. They form polymeric hydrides. Beryllium hydrides are polymeric in nature. What is meant by that? See, if you are talking about the structure of beryllium, it forms the structure in this manner. It is a polymeric hydride because as it is an electron deficient molecule. Here, the structure of beryllium hydride will be in this manner. Here, if you observe, generally this is a bond where this bond, particular bond, we generally already studied about. This is called 3-centered 2-electron bond. What is this? 3-centered 2-electron bond. 2-electron bond, where 2 electrons are being shared between 2 beryllium atoms and 1 hydrogen atom. And this is a polymeric covalent hydride. Generally, the hydrates of beryllium are covalent in nature as well as polymeric in nature, which has a banana bond or 3 centered 2 electron bond. And if you are talking about the hydrates of other metals, are ionic in nature, and the down the root what happens? Down the root, ionic nature increases. That is, we are moving from this calcium hydride, strontium hydride, barium hydride, or ionic in nature. Left to right what happens? Ionic nature increases. Now, if you are talking about them, this hydrates of calcium is highly soluble in water, calcium, strontium highly soluble in water. They readily decomposes to their corresponding hydroxides, thus with the liberation of H2 gas. If you take 2 moles of water, this particular reason, this calcium hydride is also called as hydrolyte. The alternative name of this calcium hydride is called as hydrolyte, since it is used in the commercial production of H2 gas. When calcium hydride is hydrolyzed, it produces hydrogen gas. This is one of the method of preparation of hydrogen gas. Because of that reason, this calcium hydride is regarded as hydrolyte. This is an important aspect for the competitive purpose. You may be asked by giving various compositions, which of the following is an hydrolyte, or why it is used, or what is its chemical reaction, or what is its importance, etc. can be questioned in any one of the competitive examinations. You need to keep a note of this. Now, if we are talking about the thermal stability, the thermal stability of hydrides of alkali earth metals decreases down the group. What happens? It decreases down the group. That means when you are moving from beryllium hydride to magnesium hydride, the thermal stability decreases. Since what happens here, anion hydride is being saved. What is getting changed? Metal ion is changed. As hydride ion is a smaller ion, as the size of the metal ion increases, the size difference increases. So that what happens? The lattice energy decreases, by which what happens? The stability of the ionic compound decreases. So that what happens? Overall, the thermal stability decreases from beryllium hydride to barium hydride. So the most thermally stable hydride of alkali earth metal is beryllium, and the least thermally stable hydride of alkali earth metal is barium. This is about the properties of alkali earth metal. Among these important is that hydrides of beryllium and magnesium are covalent in nature, and moreover, beryllium hydride is a polymeric in nature, which forms, as it is an electron deficient molecule, it forms a polymeric structure in which we generally find 3 centered 2 electron bonds, which are also called as banana bonds. And after this, we will see the properties of halides of alkali earth metals. Halides of alkali earth metal. Properties of halides of alkali earth metals. Generally, you know that these halides can be prepared by the direct combination. When alkali earth metals are heated with the halogens at high temperature, at elevated temperature, they directly forms corresponding halides of alkali earth metal. Where this M can be beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium. That means all the alkali earth metals can directly combine with the halogen at high temperature. This is one of the rules which we already discussed. There is another method. This halide can also be prepared. Halides of alkali earth metals can also be prepared. By the action of hydroacids on oxides or hydroxides or carbonates of alkali earth metals. The halides of alkali earth metals can also be prepared by the action of hydroacids on, that is halogen hydroacids on oxides of alkali earth metals or hydroxides of alkali earth metals or carbonates of alkali earth metals. The general equation will be written as, suppose general formula of oxides of alkali earth metal is MO, where M will be the beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium. When you are treating this corresponding hydra acids of halogens, where X will be what? X can be fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. So it will form corresponding NH2 with the formation of water. Here you need to take 2 moles of halogen. So we will say M will be anything, where X will be what? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, or iodine. Now, another way is that, for example, if you take magnesium oxide of reaction with the 2 moles of its state, it will form magnesium chloride plus H2O. This is the preparation of halides from metal oxide. We can also prepare them from metal hydroxide. This metal hydroxide in reaction with corresponding hydra acid, it will also form MH2 plus water. Here also you will take 2 moles. Suppose if you are taking calcium hydroxide, if you are treating 2HC, it will form CaCl2 plus H2O. Another, it can also be prepared from carbonates of alkali earth metals. When carbonate of alkali earth metal is treated with hydra acid, it will form corresponding halogen plus what it will form water and along with the formation of carbonates. Here also we need to take 2 moles of it so that it will form 1 mole of corresponding halide. For example, if you are talking about magnesium carbonate, which is a reaction with 2 moles of HC, it will be converted to magnesium chloride plus water plus CO2. It will form. Now, important thing is that if you are talking about the properties of halides, generally beryllium halides are polymeric covalent in nature. Polymeric or we say covalent polymers. They exist in covalent polymeric form. That is, suppose if we are talking about the BeCl2, the structure of BeCl2 will be in this form. Similar to hydride, these are also, because they are also electron deficient, they will also exist in the form of polymers. They form such type of polymeric chain. So, where we generally form this particular bond is called what we call this bond? It has 3-centered 2-electron bond, which is also called as banana bond. Now, these halides of chlorides, beryllium are highly hygroscopic. Beryllium chloride is highly hygroscopic. It fumes in the atmosphere. It absorbs water rapidly and it will be converted to beryllium hydroxide plus HCl will form. Take 2 moles so that you will get 2 moles of HCl. And if you are talking about the oxide halides of other metals, where M is what it is, here it will be magnesium, calcium, strontium, beryllium. Halides of other alkali metals other than beryllium will be ionic in nature. They are generally crystalline. They are ionic crystalline solids, right? Ionic crystalline solids. One more important property about this beryllium chloride is that beryllium chloride is as it is covalent and does not show any conductivity. This is an important property of beryllium chloride, even in fused state. What is meant by fused state? The molten solution of beryllium chloride will be what? It is an insulator, even in fused state. And if you are talking about the solubility, generally halides of beryllium and magnesium are sparingly soluble. And another important property is that if you are talking about the fluorides of alkali earth metals, the solubility of fluorides of alkali earth metals are generally, we will say in this manner, the solubility of fluorides of alkali earth metals increases down the road. This is an important property. The solubility of fluorides of alkali earth metals increases down the road. That means beryllium fluoride is less soluble than the magnesium magnesium chloride is less soluble than the calcium chloride. Due to, we'll see the reason is for later. And the solubility of chlorides, bromides, and iodides of alkali earth metals decreases down the road. This is a very important property. That means if you are talking about barium fluoride to barium fluoride, what happens? Solubility increases. Whereas other halides, beryllium halide to barium halide, where X will be what? X can be chlorine, bromine or iodine, the solubility decreases. The reason is that when you are moving from fluoride, when you are talking about the fluorides of alkali earth metals, generally what happens? The decrease in lattice energy will be more when you compare with the decrease in hydration energy down the road. Try to understand this, or otherwise we will see this at the end of the discussion, so that will be a little bit more clear. Just overly remember that the solubility of fluorides increases down the road, and the solubility of other halides of alkali earth metal increases down the road. This is an important property of the halides of alkali earth metals. Hope it is clear so far. Generally, halides of alkali earth metals are hygroscopic in nature, they exist in nature. Because of that reason, they exist in the form of their corresponding layer. So, if you are talking about magnesium chloride exists in the form of hexahydrate, and same manner calcium chloride also exists in the form of hexahydrate. So, what happens? This hygroscopic nature decreases down the road. Calcium chloride is highly hygroscopic in nature. Because of that reason, it is also used as dehydrating agent. Dehydrating agent in the sense, it is used to the removal of water or moisture from any substances. This is about the properties of halides of alkali earth metals. Now we will see properties of nature of oxyacids. Nature of oxyacids of alkali earth metals. Under this we will discuss the first one, nature of carbonates and bicarbonates. Nature of carbonates and bicarbonates of alkali earth metals. Now, if we are talking about the nature of carbonates and bicarbonates of alkali earth metals, carbonates, generally alkali earth metals forms carbonates of MnCO3 type. They can be prepared by various ways. Generally, if the metal hydroxide is being exposed to carbon dioxide, it will form corresponding carbonate plus water, it will form, right? Or otherwise, they can also be prepared from. This is one of the rules for the preparation of metal carbonates. If we talk about the properties, they are insoluble in water. The important property is that all the carbonates of alkali earth metals are insoluble in water. But they are soluble in water in presence of carbon dioxide. Suppose if the carbon dioxide is present, they will be soluble in water. They generally form corresponding bicarbonates in the presence of carbonates. This is carbonate of alkali earth metal. And what about this? Bicarbonate or hydrogen carbonate of alkali earth metal. And the important property is that the thermal stability of alkali earth metal carbonates increases down the road. What happens? These strengths must be remembered for each and every time. what happens? That means beryllium carbonate is less stable than magnesium carbonate, which is less stable than calcium carbonate, which is less stable than strontium carbonate, which is less than barium carbonate. That means beryllium carbonate is least thermally stable and the barium carbonate is most thermally stable. Because of that reason, what happens? Whenever you heat this beryllium carbonate, it readily decomposes to beryllium oxide plus carbon dioxide. In a similar manner, magnesium carbonate will also decomposes to magnesium. But as you move down the road, the temperature required for the decomposition will increase rapidly. Because of the temperature needed to break down this beryllium carbonate is less than the temperature needed to break down the magnesium carbonate. As you go to the calcium carbonate, the temperature of decomposition increases. This is we say generally thermal stability. And another important property is that the solubility in water in presence of, they are generally insoluble but they can be soluble in presence of carbon dioxide, decreases down the group, They are in the absence of carbon dioxide, they are generally insoluble. In the presence of carbon dioxide, they will be soluble as they can form metal hydrogen carbonates. Now, another important property is that alkali earth metal hydrogen carbonates are what we say bicarbonates, or we say bicarbonates do not exist in solid state. They do not exist in solid state. They only exist in liquid state. That is, they can only exist in aqueous or liquid state. This is an important property of hydrogen carbonates of alkali earth metals. Would is clear soon? Right? And another important property that we have already discussed on thermal decomposition, they will decompose to corresponding monoxides as well as what they will form? They will form carbon dioxide. After this, we will discuss about the nature of other oxygen acids such as we will see the second one, nature of sulfates. Nature of sulfates of alkali earth metals. These are also oxysalts of alkali earth metals. Now, these alkali earth metals forms sulfates of type MsO4. The general form of sulfates of alkali earth metal is MsO4, where M will be one. M can be anything. That will be beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. Generally, they are prepared from the general preparation of these sulfates of alkali earth metals are they are prepared by the action of dilute H2SO4 on the oxides or hydroxides or carbonates of alkali earth metal. That is, for example, when alkali earth metal oxide is treated with dilute H2SO4, it will form corresponding metal sulfate plus water it will form. For example, let us take when magnesium oxide is treated with dilute H2SO4, what it will form? It forms magnesium sulfate plus H2O it will form. Other ones, they can also be prepared from. When alkali metal hydroxides are treated with H2SO4, they will also form metal sulfate plus it forms 2 moles of water. Right? Now, if there are metal carbonates are treated with dilute H2SO4, they will also form MsO4 plus water plus carbon dioxide they will form. For example, if you take calcium carbonate combination with H2SO4, it will form calcium sulfate plus water plus carbon dioxide it forms. Now the important aspect is that now sulfates of alkali earth metals, sulfates of alkali earth metals are colorless, crystalline, solids and ionic in nature, and importantly thermal stability, the thermal stability of sulfates of alkali earth metals increases down the road. What happens? Increases down the road. That is, suppose if you are talking about thermal stability of beryllium sulfate is less than thermal stability of magnesium sulfate, which is less than thermal stability of calcium sulfate, which is less than strontium sulfate and barium sulfate. This is the increasing order of what is this thermal stability. And if you are talking about the solubility of sulfates of alkali earth metals decreases down the group. That is, from beryllium sulfate to what happens? This is magnesium sulfate, and this is calcium sulfate, strontium sulfate, and barium sulfate. These two are generally soluble. This beryllium sulfate is soluble, and magnesium sulfate is sparingly soluble. Magnesium and calcium sulfates are sparingly soluble, and these are insoluble in water. So down the group, what happens? Left to right, solubility in water decreases. This is also an important property. When these metal sulfates are heated, when you heat these metal sulfates, they will decompose into metal oxide plus sulfur dioxide plus oxygen gas. This is also one of the important property of the metal sulfates. On heating, they get decomposed to corresponding metal oxides with the liberation of sulfur dioxide as well as oxygen gas. For example, if you are talking about the magnesium sulfate on heating, it gets decomposed into 2 moles of magnesium oxide plus 2 moles of sulfur dioxide plus 1 mole of oxygen gas will be liberated. This is about the property of sulfates of alkali earth metals. It is clear. Now, we discuss about the nature of nitrates of alkali earth metals. Alkali earth metals forms nitrates of type of MnO3 taken twice because they are divalent. Nitrate is monovalent. So nitrates are generally prepared by the action of dilute HNO3 on metal oxides, metal hydroxides and metal carbonates of alkali earth metals. For example, when you are treating this metal oxide metal dilute HNO3, what happens? It will be converted into MnO3 taken twice water, take 2 moles, right? Now you can also get hydroxides on action of dilute HNO3 with 2 moles, which will form MnO3 taken twice plus 2 moles of water will be applied. Or you may also take metal carbonates on action of HNO3, then form MnO3 taken twice plus H2O then form along with the equation of what is this? Carbon dioxide. Now we are talking about that these metal nitrates are ionic in nature. They are colorless, crystalline, ionic solids. Right? These metal nitrates on decomposition will form corresponding metal oxide plus NO2 gas plus O2. If you want to write a balanced equation, take 2 moles of metal oxide, 4 moles of nitrogen dioxide as well as oxygen gas. Now, these are the properties of some of the important compounds of the alkali earth metals. Another important aspect we discuss in this alkali earth metal compounds property is that the solubilities. We will see the nature of solubilities. Solubilities of compounds of alkali earth metals in water. The important aspect is that solubilities of compounds of alkali earth metals in water. The important thing is that fluorides, solubilities of fluorides, hydroxides and oxalates of alkali earth metals in water increases down the route. Since down the route what happens? Decreasing lattice energy is more when compared with decreasing hydration energy. Generally, we know that for a compound to be soluble in water, its hydrogen energy must be greater than lattice energy. Then only the substance can dissolve in water. There are two energies. One will be lattice energy. This is the amount of energy formed during the crystalline solid, and another term is hydration energy. This is the amount of energy released during the hydration of ions in the water. So, for a compound to be soluble in water, its hydration energy must be greater than its lattice energy. So, generally down the route what happens? Both lattice energy as well as hydration energy decreases since size of the metal ion increases. But when you are talking about the fluoride, hydroxide, oxalates, these are being smaller anions. With increase in the size of metal ion, the decrease in lattice energy is more when compared with the decrease in hydration energy. So that overall what happens? Hydration energy will be greater than lattice energy. Because of that reason, what happens when you are moving from the fluorides of beryllium to barium or hydroxides of beryllium to barium? What happens? The decrease in hydration energy is relatively less when you compare with the decrease in lattice energy. Because of this reason, these fluorides, hydroxides and oxalates of alkali earth metals solubility increases when you are moving down the route. The important factor is that because lattice energy decreases more rapidly than the hydration energy. And the second important aspect is that the solubilities of chlorides, bromides, iodides, carbonates and sulfates of alkali earth metals in water decreases down the route since decreasing lattice energy, decreasing hydration energy is more when compared with decreasing lattice energy down the road. Here what happens? These anions, chlorides, bromides, iodides, carbonates are being bigger in size. When you are moving down the road, what happens? The decrease in the hydration energy more when you compare with the decrease in the lattice energy. So that what happens? In this case, lattice energy will become greater than the hydrogen energy, so that gradually what happens, the solubility decreases. We cannot say that it is actually overall decreasing in this pattern. Relatively speaking, lattice energy will be, there will be decrease in lattice energy, will be less when you compare with the decrease in the hydrogen energy. Because of that reason, what is happening? The solubility of these compounds are decreasing in water. And this is about this trend of solubility, trend of thermal stability is very important with respect to the competition examination, because most of the times we get a question in the pattern of identify the decreasing order or increasing order of solubilities or thermal stabilities of various compounds of alkali metals and alkali earth metals are being asked and will be asked. This is about the properties of alkali earth metal compounds, and hope it is clear. That's all for today. We will continue in the next class.